Right, so we want to do some indices here. We want to do some indices here. So this is what we want to evaluate. All right, this is what we want to evaluate. So um, 8 over 27 raised to the power of 1 over 3. Okay. Um, so I'm going to write it one more time here. And I'm going to explain something to you. I want to explain something to you. So this power is not written like this. All right? No. It has to be on top here. Yeah, it has to be on top here. I always see a lot of students who make that mistake. It should always be on top there. All right. So one thing you need to know is that this one here on top, the numerator here, this one, we have a name for it. Okay? And it's called, so I'm going to do like this. So this one here, we call it the power. We call it the power. That's what we call it. We call it the power. Then there's 3 here. We call it the root. We call it the root. We call it the root. I had to explain this so that you understand this. Right. So now that you know that the numerator is the power and the denominator, we call it the root. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put square root here, and then I write 8 over 27. All right? Yes, over 27. So remember what we said. We said the 3 is the root, isn't it? Is the root. So because the 3 is the root, I'm going to put it right here. And then we said 1 is the power. That means I'm going to put the 1 here since it's a power. Since it's a power. Since it's a power. Okay. All right. And then from here, you can see, let me zoom it a bit so that you can really see what we did here. So this is what we just did. The 3 is in blue, right? That's where the 3 is, which is a power. And the 1, the 3 is the root, so that's where it is there. All right, as a root. And then the 1, we say it is a power. Okay, and then that's where it is over there. Okay, so that's why I started by explaining that the 1 is the power. The numerator is always the power. Then the denominator is always the root. Is always the root. Okay, so I think this has been understood. So from here now, what are we going to do? What are we going to do from here? What are we going to do from here? It's going to be simple. It's going to be simple. I'm going to write this way. I'm going to say cube root of 8 over cube root of 27. Okay, I can actually write it this way, by the way. Yeah, I can actually write it this way. All right. So since there is a power one, I want it won't be affected because it is a power one, right? So what I'm just gonna do now is, what is the cube root of 8? 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 It's 2, right? Yeah, it's 2. All right, and then what is the cube root of 27? The cube root of 27 is 3. So I'm done. I'm done. Then I get myself maybe 2 marks or 3 marks. All right, so I'm now gonna show you another way. And then you tell me which method you would prefer. Okay, so I'm gonna use this method now. We're still evaluating. So the question still remains, evaluate 8 over 27 or raised to the power of 1 over 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Nina, I'm just going to write 8 and 27. I'm going to write them both in exponential form. All right, so 8 is 2 to the power of 3. Okay, then I say over 27. I can write it as 3 to the power of 3. You can see that, right? And then I put to the power of 1 over 3. So what am I going to do next? You can see that I've raised power to a power. So what do? I'm going to multiply the powers together now. So this is going to be 3 times 1 over 3 here. Then I say over. Also do the same with 3 to the power of 3. The powers are going to multiply each other here, like this. All right, so you can see that these powers, they'll just cancel out. And then I'm ready 2 to the power of 1. Then over. These 3 and these 3, they'll all cancel out. Then I'm left with 3 to the power of 1, which I can just write as 2 over 3. So you can see that I got the same answer. I got the same answer that I got here when I used this power in the root method. Okay, yeah. So I want you to tell me what you think about these two methods. I want you to tell me what you think about these two methods. Which method would you prefer? Which method would you prefer? Cheers. Bye-bye.